Hi, thanks a lot for having me on this call, as well as inviting me as a speaker at ADA. I think it will be an honor to come and speak again at ADA. I did that a few years back. It's always a pleasure to come and speak at ADA. So my name is Vikas Mittal. I am essentially a technologist, and what I like to call myself as a engineering pursuit rather than classifying me in a specific role as a tester or a developer, because in the last 2.5 decades, that is essentially what I've been doing, working on engineering solutions to help our customers derive the value to make their life easy. I've pretty much done all the roles which exist today in an engineering lifecycle, except Scrum Master. Probably I'll get a chance to do that someday. But my focus has always been the last 2.5 decades is how to make engineering better and find areas and opportunities to optimize what we do today. I think my session is actually meant for anyone and everyone who's part of an engineering team, whether you're a developer, whether you're a tester, or whether you're an engineering leader running or managing a team right now. Because my topic is something which actually goes to the core essence of engineering again. It essentially talks about automation we all want to achieve and automation we finally get to achieve. What I'm going to speak about is how test automation, which has been there for almost more than 2 decades now. Every organization delivering products or projects is using test automation. But if you look at and if you go back and ask majority of the organization, all of them always have a question mark in terms of what value they are deriving from test automation at the end of the day. What I'm going to share is one of my own life experiences working with one of the largest technology company in the travel domain, how in spite of having all the best case scenarios in available to them in terms of resourcing, when I say resourcing, I'm not talking about people, I'm talking about resourcing in terms of budget, allocation of tools, having the best talented people working for the best technology cities in the world, how they still fail to achieve the value out of test automation. So that is what my session is about, a real life case study of how test automation can actually work or may not work, given the best case scenario as well, and what you can do to prevent yourself getting into the same situation. I'm the one passion which I have sustained since my childhood is the passion to learn something new, or the need to learn something new also comes back from the fact that I prefer to question how things are being done today or why I can't improve on that, because that triggers your thought process, that triggers for you to go out and look for solutions which can help improve what you're doing today. And that essentially possibly enabled my journey also through the engineering landscape, where I moved from one role to the next role by choice to figure out how I can learn more about engineering. And I think that is one thing which keeps me motivated, keeps me engaged, because technology industry, and specifically in the Indian IT services context, can get a little boring after a decade or 2 decades since you've spent here. So I think it is the passion to learn something new every time, and passion to learn from people is what basically keeps me going and keeps me communicating and interacting with a lot of folks. So I'm essentially from Delhi, born and brought up in Delhi. So Delhi, as you know, is a place which has uh, reinvented itself across multiple centuries, because Delhi has always been looking at how it can come or tag along or basically maintain pace with what's going on in the market, in the industry, or in the world at any point of time. I think that is what essentially helps me to connect my personality, my passion to my city. I'm an avid biker. So when I say bike, not the motorbike, but actual bicycle, which we call in India, but bike. So I'm an avid biker. I bike around 25 to 30 kilometers on a daily basis, and I've been biking around the city. And I'm not sure how many of you have actually done that in Delhi, but if you come out in Delhi and if you bike around in Delhi, you can actually see what I'm talking about. The transition from the architectural buildings that existed many centuries ago to the transition to the modern day landscape of architecture. You can see that continuous growth, continuous learning and adapting to the situation in Delhi. I think that is something which probably connects me very well with my hometown. So I think that's a long list, but actually if I talk about my own city, I think one thing which you get the best in Delhi and not anywhere else is starts from chole bhature or chole kulche. That is something which you don't get like Delhi anywhere in the world. And then comes to chaat. But I think one of my favorite all-time cuisines is the Andhra meal, and not because of the spiciness of the food, but I think because of the love and care with which they actually serve you the food in an Andhra restaurant. I think that is one thing which has got me hooked on to that cuisine uh, for the last 20 years. Like every time I make a visit to Bangalore or Hyderabad, that's a must have for me.